Hey, one of my favorite things to cook with, cast iron. It's so traditional, so fun, you know, but until it really gets seasoned really well, okay, some food's gonna stick to this when you cook with it. That turns a lot of people off. They think it's a hassle and they don't know what to do. So I'm gonna show you a quick field expedient way to clean your cast iron today that's not gonna damage it. Step number one for dirty cast iron is to, as soon as you're done eating with it while the fire's still going or the stove, add some water to it and bring the water to a simmer or a boil. That alone is going to remove 90% of all the stuff that is baked onto that cast iron right there, okay? So that's the first step. But the remaining 10% of stuff that's on there, how do we get it off without scraping it and grinding away at it with a piece of metal? And that's today's tip. I know I said I had the tip and then I drug this on, but you'll love this one. Here I am down in the weeds next to a body of water, and what I'm looking for is just dried grasses, okay? The larger the stalk on the dried grass, meaning down towards the bottom, we don't want anything that's flimsy or green like that, but we want something that looks more like this, okay? So about the size of a number 2 pencil, maybe a little bit smaller. We want to gather a whole bunch of that stuff. If you can get down around the base of it, all the better. You can either rip it or you can feel free to, which I'm going to cut it right here, get a whole bunch of this stuff just like this, okay? If you get about a quarter's worth, so fingers like this, a quarter, okay? That much of it, even if it's craziness like this, it's gonna work just fine for you. So here's all my material. I also grabbed some goldenrod because it looked really nice and it was sitting there right next to the grass. But I don't want to lock you into saying you need a very specific type plant. Just get something that has a hollow stalk, that seems to work best, and that is available in your area, okay? So don't worry too much if you know what the plants themselves are. Next thing, you want to go through this and pull out a lot of this very fine stuff if you can. You don't have to be super particular. This should be sort of down and dirty because it's going to be dirty when you're done cleaning with it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up this way, I'm going to bend it up, and I'm going to bend it down. And it's alright if it's all over the place for right now, but right where we grabbed, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to grab out your cordage. And then what you want to do with that cordage is right where you folded that over to 3 folds, you're going to tie that really nice and tight, okay? Again, this looks like a world of mayhem, but we will fix that in 1 second. Now, you can get as fancy as you want, okay? With this center tie out, you can put a lot of lashings, you can put a straight lash, you can tie a billion knots on there. For our purposes though, a field expedient to clean out your dishes, 1 wrap or 2 wraps is going to be more than enough. Alright, so the next step now is to take your knife or your axe and literally just chop off as straight as you can this end, okay? We're going to start with one end, make that nice and straight, flip it over, and then do the same on the other side. What we're trying to remove here are these bends, okay, that we put in here. And now our pot scrubber is basically done. What I like to do though is I put another wrap just like this, a little bit above that middle lashing. What that does is create a little bit more compression towards this top area. Now, once you have that, your scrubber is done. You can take your dirty pan, you can get after it. You get after it, right? These things, they work absolute miracles on dishware. And it doesn't have to be cast iron. It can be any cookware that you have that you need to clean. You can make this scrubber. If the end of the scrubber really is starting to get real dirty with caked in food and stuff like that, you just take your axe and trim it off, right? Because when you're done camp, you're done with this thing anyway. You can just burn it. The other part of this that I like, I feel like this is a little hack, a little thing I'm sharing with you. Putting this second lashing on does create a little easier handle to hold, but it gives you an area here that's more dense for those hard to scrub areas. So you can scrub those things out with that end and then do your general purpose scrubbing with this end. So that's it. That's my little bushcraft hack today. Remember, everything we need in the world of bushcraft is out here. We just have to know how to utilize what Mother Nature provides for us. And this is one of those things. So give this one a shot next time you're out. You'll love it. You're going to love it, and it's going to be absolutely great. So this was Dan Wowak with Coalcracker Bushcraft. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. Click the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I appreciate everything and everybody, and I hope you get out in the woods soon. Until next video, you stay in the woods.